should one do it when approaching death?
A question comes from the UK. What are the good signs or the signs of a good and bad death, and what you do when approaching death? Allah knows best. Yani, Allah knows best. For sure, someone dying in prayer, bi'idhnillah. Someone dying on Hajj. Someone dying on the battlefield, bi'idhnillah. Only Allah knows who fights in His cause. And the Prophet says, only Allah knows, Wallahu alam biman yuklamu fi sabili, who's wounded for His cause. Every wound is not what? For Allah. Okay, so dying on the battlefield, bi'idhnillah, that's a good sign. Dying in prayer is a good sign. A person who lived a very long life upon obedience to Allah, upon ta'at, upon ibadah and sunnah, and they die peacefully in their sleep. Hopefully that's a good sign. Hopefully that's a good sign, okay? As far as a bad sign, then obviously a person dying doing disobedience. A person dying doing haram acts. A person in a deathbed and he can't say the shahadatain. Waliyadhu billah. He just can't say it. He's talking, and then when he say make the shahada, and now it becomes incapable of speech, or he keeps stuttering. Only Allah knows. And you understand what I'm saying to you? The different signs like this, all right? So Allah knows. These are some general signs. What's important is when death is approaching you, then it's upon you to make tawbah to Allah. And it's upon you to free yourself from any financial obligations and responsibilities. And it's upon you to make sure that your wealth is going to be handled properly after your death. And it's upon you not to divorce your wife and give gifts to your children. Big gifts, major gifts. Many brothers, they do this. And the ulama of Islam, they've explained this and being haram for a man to divorce his wife on his deathbed. He's only divorcing her what? So she won't get the money, the inheritance, the house, the cars, his boats, whatever he has. You're no longer my what? You're no longer my wife anymore. Or he starts giving out things to his children as gifts. In other words, to prevent the inheritance. And things like this, huh? Things like what? Things like this. Last but not least, the ulama of Islam, they say that when a person is very sick and they're on their deathbed, it seems as if they're on their deathbed because Allah knows, they should have nothing but hope for Allah. Do away with your fear. Fear is done. There's no point in you having hope anymore. It has to be absolute hope of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that's because there's nothing that you can do. You can't drink, you can't do haram. You're in a hospital bed, you're dying, you have a fever. There's no haram that you can what? Fall into. And you having that type of fear and that terror and that tremor is not helping you, but it's going to lead to bad thoughts of Allah. So have nothing but what? Hope. As far as when you're young and strong, then that's a different story. So I'm going to say you should have more fear than hope. And Allah knows best.